Just working. Hi, everybody. How are you? I've had some wins this week. You want to see? I started moving some of the things from here to get ready to go downstairs. I was trying to have all of this stuff out by today, so my love could help me move furniture, but I was fighting with myself and having a lot of anxiety. And I have an idea for how to maybe tackle that in the future. But yeah, I had a knot in my stomach all day long and I couldn't force myself to do it. But I did eventually start doing this, so I did something. We can talk about that in the next one because I came up with an idea. But these are some of the things that I moved out of my living room and kitchen area. And this stuff was already here. I started moving some of the stuff downstairs. You can't tell because I filled it back up. But this yarn stuff here, this pile just from here, and then this pile came from the other room, and then this pile, and that's going to go downstairs, and Curtis is going to help me with that. I have, if you're new here, my name is Shari. I'm an adult with ADHD and maybe autism and a whole host of other comorbidities. Good times. And this is just a channel where I am trying to tackle my symptoms and overcome these challenges, which can be very hard. So that is so yesterday, I started walking this week, but then I couldn't. I walked like one day 20 minutes, the next day 10 minutes, but then when I started tackling some of this stuff, I stopped. I forgot about walking, but that's okay. So I got to see my counselor again, which is, I think, the second time. And I told her, I am going to use you as a accountability thing. So I said, I'll text you once I call to make an appointment because I haven't been to the doctors in 7 years, and that's a subject for another video. I don't know if other people who are neurodivergent avoid the doctors like I do. Yeah, I made the appointment. I can't tell you, that is like huge. And then yesterday I started moving some bins into the hallway. I have been forgetting to eat my dinner. I have two things going on. One is I forget, and the other I have guilt. And the guilt is because my lovely love works way too much and my life is just a mess and I can't apparently work. So I feel like shit about myself, which I'm sure other people do. And so I have guilt. So when he does buy food, I feel like I don't deserve to eat it, which is stupid. It's in my brain. Don't worry about it. This is to make sure that I don't stop eating. So some people write their weight because they want to gain. I was 155 at one point, and I had gotten down to like 140. And this is kind of similar-ish, but I'm starting to lose and I'm not trying to. So I think I'm going to start weighing myself to make sure it doesn't get bad, because that's a little scary. Yeah, this is like almost my high school weight, which normally would be good, but it's too thin. Like, look at my legs. They're too thin. I've been forgetting to eat. So this is bad. So progress. And I look a mess. I always look a mess, but that's okay, because that's what we're here for, right? I haven't started my day yet. It's still early. Some of you who have been watching my videos for a while know that I've been stuck with my mess for a very long time. And because I have co-occurring or comorbidities of major depression and generalized anxiety disorder, ADHD, maybe autism, I have all this shit going on. It's no wonder why I can't do it. And it's been such a problem for so long that it's become such an emotional trigger for me, the stuff, that every time I think about tackling it, I have an anxiety attack. So yesterday I almost had one, but I didn't. My stomach was starting to go flip-flop, and I was trying to think of ways. This is telling me I have such little room on my phone now, and I don't know why. I have to clean everything out. What was I going to say? I don't know. I love you guys. I'm just going to track my baby steps. I'm going to start tracking my good days and my bad days because I have to push against this because nothing's going to change if I don't change. And I don't understand phobias or like things that are a trigger. I don't understand. Like, I understand why I can't think straight and executive functioning issues. And I know that my mess has become such a thing that it's become such an anxiety trigger point for me. But last night I was like arguing with myself. I was just like, this makes no sense. It's stuff. And I always tell myself that. I know that. But it doesn't stop the fear, right? That's the thing. That's why like a lot of times when people have phobias or anxieties, they have to like expose them. That's why they have to do the exposure therapy, because fear accesses like a primal part of your brain, which is there to tell you to run. It's to shut your thoughts off. So if there's a big bear and he's going to come after you, you run first and think later, right? So fear is funny like that. It's not rational. Who knows? Maybe trauma, different things that happen in our life. And then what do you do? Because when you're in that place, you might know logically that logic isn't going to fix it. You could yell at yourself. You could tell yourself it's stupid. It makes no sense. It doesn't stop it. It just makes it worse because now you're afraid. You can't stop being afraid. And you don't even know why you're afraid in the first place. And it can just get terrible. And it makes no sense. None. So I just started telling myself when it got to the point where I thought I was going to throw, or like, you know, my stomach was starting to go. And I'm like, this is not real. I started playing my video game to calm myself down. And then of course, I have a part of me that reacts to that. I don't know if it's the inner kin part of me. And I was like, I was confused. Like, almost having a conversation with myself. I don't hear things. I don't imagine things. I know it's me. I'm sane. I don't struggle with those things. Thankfully, I know I have known of and had people in my life who have struggled with things like schizophrenia. So I have a lot of empathy for that. But thankfully, that is not what's going on here. I am just trying to reason with myself out of this fear state, even though I know it's not going to work because fear is not logical. But to just like something, right? And the part of me that's afraid is like, what do you mean? And I'm like, this is not real. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not real? The mess is there. And then all of the thoughts associated with it. You're never going to clean it up. He's going to leave you. What is wrong with you? Can't you get your shit together? You're disabled. You're never going to get your life together. And then like a bunch of horrible things. And it's just like, and it's all because I can't tackle it, that those things, it's ironic. It's like the fear makes no sense. It creates the situation. And then you can't think straight enough to go through it because your fear is overriding any capacity of rational, constructive thought. And I'm already having executive functioning issues where I can't decide like how to tackle it and what to do first and how to prioritize what things to keep and what things to toss. And should I do it all in one step, or should I move them in according to categories, or should I move the bins first? Should I move the piles first? What the fuck do I do with the piles? It's become such a mess now. Yeah. So I realized, I kept telling myself, it's not real. It kind of almost started to scratch the surface of the anxiety me that was taken over, that got confused. It stopped for a minute because it didn't understand. That part of me didn't. I'm like, it's not real. What's not real? This fear is not real. It's not real. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. What do you mean it's not real? You are not in danger, which now you're confused because you're like, no, I'm just upset about my mess. But the thing is that your body, when you're having anxiety, the fear response in your body is your body doesn't know the difference between a social phobia or anxiety about moving your stuff or anxiety about getting written up at work to an actual bear that's about to eat you. You know, like you're going to die for real. So your body reacts the very same way. Your cortisol goes up, your heart rate goes up. It's just not good. There's no, and it's suffering. It's suffering. And it's even like, I know, I say change your mind, change your life. And it's like, I know if I could find a way to hack that, besides just straight up, see, exposure therapy isn't going to work in this case because people with dysfunctioning, like executive functioning issues, there's a problem that creates a block that prevents you from thinking straight in a way that most people take for granted. So you can't do certain kinds of problem solving in your head, and you don't realize this, and it pisses you off because you're an intelligent person and you're like, what the F is happening and why can't I just fucking do this, you know? So it's not acceptable and you get really pissed, and then all of the anxiety is linked to all of the troubles you've had your whole life. So it's like a CPTSD thing, and it's your whole life's worth of guilt. What do you do with that? So exposure therapy doesn't, I mean, of course, once you get doing the thing that you're afraid of slowly and you start feeling more in control again, I think that fear will naturally subside. But I was trying to think of ways that I could overcome that. And telling myself it's not real, there is no danger. And it stopped that thought enough to be, I was still in fear. My stomach was still in a knot, but it distracted me enough to get confused. Because I'm like, what do you mean it's not real? Like it's right there. No, you are not in danger. It didn't work, but at least, yeah, I don't know how long that's going to work for. It probably only works like the first time. But it stopped me enough to just make myself walk away, which is where I was to begin with, which could have started another spiral. So I started playing my video game because apparently that's my drug. That's one of my vices. So some people drink, some people do drugs, some people gamble, some people shop, some people have sex addiction, some people eat. I eat sugar, and I play video games, and I do the avoidance thing in my phone, and I lose track of time anyway, so whatever. So as I was playing the game, I was thinking to myself, I'm addicted to this game, and all I'm doing is moving things around. If I was sitting over there and I was putting things in a bin, I'd just be moving things around. I'd just be moving things into a bin. Like, what's so hard about this? Like, why are you having this issue? This shouldn't be an issue. And I thought, why am I addicted to this thing and I can do it even when I stop feeling like doing it anymore and I can't stop playing it? And technically, it's like the same thing. I'm like taking pieces off. It's like a screw puzzle. You take the colored screws out and the thing falls apart. If I was over there, here, let me zoom in. If I was over there, like what I would be doing is I'd be taking, well, these bins I'm going to put, those containers are there because they're decorative containers I can put small clutter in, but then they became part of my clutter. So all the little things I'm just going to throw in a box just so I can move it downstairs. The whole point was to move it downstairs and not organize it so that I can move furniture around. Look at this. It's like a sea of crap. But I mean, those things, a lot of them are important or things I enjoy, but it's just like a big mess. And once it gets to that point, it's hard to start. And then the executive functioning issues are bitch. Like, I literally can't think straight when I'm staring at it. I can't explain to you why. It doesn't make sense. If you're not neurodivergent, it won't make sense to you. Probably, unless you have a similar issue or trauma that causes you to hoard. Different thing, but maybe similar. So then I thought, well, what's different about the video game than that? Why is this thing addictive? And this one's like trauma, like, fear-inducing. Like, it's logically it does. I thought, I can't make this one long today because I only have 3 minutes and my phone's gonna like stop recording. I stopped for a minute and I'm like, why is that? What do I get out of this mindless video game? I mean, I usually have the sound effects turned off. Besides the bright color and the sound effects, which are addicting, the companies know this. They have psychologists that help them make it as addictive as possible to get you to watch it longer, because then there's more commercials and they make more money. I get that, but why? Besides that, because I turn the volume down. And it is more addicting when I have the volume up. And I turn the brightness down. And it is more addicting when I have the colors bright. And I thought, what is it about this game that I do when I'm stressed out? But yet that thing causes stress. I'm like, oh, it's mindless. It's something I can do where I can shut my mind off. And then I was like, oh, I'm doing it because I can shut the thinking part of me off and allow it to re-regulate. It's just like, oh, I can't meditate right now. And I guess that's the closest thing I have to it. I'm like, mindless. I'm like, is there any way I can make that task more like the video game? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to be addicted to that. That's a chore. It's going to be a chore for anyone. It's just a chore, whatever. I'm like, no, I can't trick myself. But maybe what's the thing about the video game is it's a relaxing thing, right? And I'm associating that with chore and challenge. I'm like, well, if I did it a little bit every day and turned it into the thing I can do mindlessly, I'm like, oh. So that's against that whole I'm anticipating the executive functioning problems. I'm like, well, in this case, I'm not actually going to be deciding things, even though I told myself, I got 1 minute left, I'm putting them in a bin and I'm not thinking about it. I'm just moving it downstairs. It still didn't stop all that anxiety and the fears. So fine, I went the entire day and I got myself upset and I kept calming it. I kept going to do it and then avoiding it, doing it and avoiding it. And eventually I took a shower, so I was proud of myself because I keep forgetting to shower. Again, I think it's been several days again. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What the heck is going on? Yeah, I got like 50 seconds. So I thought, well, if I just get bins ahead of time, bring the bins up here and think of that as a thing that I can do. Maybe I'll turn the TV on or something that I can pay attention to that. Because usually when I'm playing my game, I'm like listening to TV or something. And then just sit there and then not think about it. Can I trick myself into thinking that it's not quite a video game, but it's similar? I'm going to try to trick myself and see if that works. Because the whole thing of the phobia, it's like in your head. So, and then once it gets activated, it turns off thought because that's its job to, because it thinks you're running from a. Sorry, I had to, my phone ran out of space and I had to go in there and delete a bunch of stuff. So, to finish that thought, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. The thing is that when you get really stressed out about a task, and it paralyzes you, it stops you from being able to think straight to do the task. And that's where the fear is coming from, because that does happen. And then you're just staring at it, not doing anything. And I know that sounds crazy, but when you can't think straight, I mean, you don't really think straight when you're just picking things up and putting them in a bin and moving them. But when your brain turns off, you can't do anything. So I'm trying to figure out this hack, and I'm going to try it today. And Curtis said he's going to help me. He's gone off to do an errand, and I figured I would pop on today, and I'm excited. I mean, even if I don't get very far, I'm still like taking steps in the direction. And then once eventually I come up with ways to overcome the things that are stopping me from being able to do stuff that other people can just do and not think about, then the confidence comes back and the fear goes away. So there is an initial problem there that's executive functioning that's causing you to not be able to do the thing. It's like this whole cycle. So I'm going to try it. So far, I tackled a really scary phone call. I don't know why it is, but it's become that way. I haven't been to the doctor in many years. I called them, and that is huge. And it wasn't like hard or anything, but for some reason it gets in your head. That was huge because I haven't been able to do it. I don't know why. And then starting is the hardest part. And I started tracking my weight because I'm not trying to lose weight. And I'm very sorry for people who might have, this is a trigger warning for you, and I apologize for eating disorders or somebody who is watching their weight that struggles with their weight. I apologize if bringing that up is stressful for you. For me, basically the whole reason I put that up there is the weight I was at for my height, which is 5'8.5", unless I shrank, which I think I did because I'm older now. I think I'm 5'8". I mean, that's a healthy weight. I don't have issues with that. I have mental health issues. So pick your poison, right? Don't be jealous of me. I can't pick up my mess. I can't work. I got mental health issues. You know. And then some of us have both. You know. I love you guys. I'm not better than anyone. I'm just a fellow struggling human. And I just added that because that could be concerning or dangerous if I don't start keeping track. And me just writing the whole thing about the weight is a way that I can measure and make sure that I don't let that go and get too thin. Because I don't want to end up having to go to the hospital because I'm not paying attention to the fact that I'm just not eating. So we got to fix that. I won't give up if you don't give up. Whatever is challenging for you, even if you start it, even if you have to sit there like I did and figure out what the heck is going on, sometimes you have to get good and fed up. But the problem is there. It's not like I could just will it to not be there. I still have to find solutions. So, considering how I was last week, my depression was pretty bad, and I didn't shower for like a week, and my whole state of mind was not good. This is huge. So I'm anticipating that. I was just talking to, I can't remember if it was Ego Shredder, about the ADHD motivational curve. It's really a motivational curve for productivity in general, but it especially applies to if you have less dopamine. When you try to do new things, they are easier in the beginning because there's something novel and new. And even though like this, I'm riding a wave, even though there's stress, there's still dopamine because there is also excitement that I might find a solution. In a few days, my dopamine, as soon as something becomes boring and the dopamine goes back to a lower than normal level, which is what we have to work with, then you go back to not being able to think straight. So things can ebb and flow. And if you are in a similar situation and you feel like you have a similar struggle with why is it that and you're blaming yourself, you might have ADHD and you might have lower dopamine. And unfortunately, as much as that sucks and it seems to add to the challenge, just knowing it, take whatever time you need to adjust to that, process that, and then as you know that, and make changes over time, it won't be making you feel like a failure. You won't be blaming yourself for that. You start to kind of like accommodate for that. It makes it even more challenging, but there are ways, and we can overcome, man. I won't give up if you don't give up. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I showered yesterday. I don't look it because I look like a hot mess, but I don't care right now. You guys see me at my worst. I can't even believe I put these things on the internet. My messy house. I'm very sorry, Alan. You must have been freaking out. You would not want to be in my house. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Do something kind for yourself. And you know what? 2 people have said that to me, to be kind to myself. So as much as it's not good for me, I might reward myself with some donuts. Literally, I might go and buy some donuts and maybe an egg and cheese sandwich, and maybe we'll make it a cleaning party or something. I don't know. I'm stopping myself. I have not eaten yet. Oh my God. I started recording and I haven't eaten my breakfast. Did I take my pills? Go take your pills. If you have to take pills to feel better, make sure you do that and you don't forget, because it's worse. You don't want to mess with that. Especially if you take antidepressant. Consistence. As I feel better, I'll get back to where I was before, and I can help you guys who struggle like I do. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a medical professional. I've just been struggling with this for a really long time, and perhaps some of the things that help me might also help you. They might not, but we can all help each other. We can give each other different ideas, and we can also validate each other. You know, I've had 2 different people tell me in the last week that I'm being hard on myself. And thank you, Hakan. And a new channel I just found, and I can't remember what her name is, but thank you. And she's wonderful. She doesn't show her face, which I don't blame her for. But she's very sweet. And she responded to one of my comments, very, very validating. And it's strange, because usually I'm the one comforting other people, even strangers. So it's very strange to get that back. And I think maybe because you're not used to hearing that your whole life. And so, and people try, but they can't know how you need comfort and validation because they don't have the same experience as you. So it's not anything anyone's doing is wrong. But yeah, that's really nice. So I'm going to try to remember to do something nice for myself today. I don't know what. I love you guys. Have a great day. It's dreary, but you know what? In a couple days, it'll be sunny. And we're in the spring. That means it cannot be this way forever. Better days are coming, even if you don't feel like it. If you're somebody who struggles with mental health, if you're someone who struggles with depression, do not be ashamed. Do not feel like it is worthless. Please reach out for help if you need to. Things do get much better. They just don't feel like it if you're in that place. And your brain, your depression brain, is lying to you. Straight up. And what do you have to lose by reaching out for help? Nothing. You can always go back to where you were, which is not fun. So, you're worthy, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.